Welcome back to Business Pakistan. It is now time for our weekly look at Pakistan's leading capital market, the Karachi Stock Exchange. For that, we'll go to Furqan Ayub. Over to you, Furqan.
Thanks, Shuja. This week was very different from some of the previous weeks that we've witnessed at the Karachi Stock Exchange. Overall, 6% increase was witnessed in the benchmark KC 100 index. However, volumes remain low. Some major regulatory changes were made previously. When the stock would decline by 5%, it would basically hit its lower circuit and no more trading would be allowed, or if the stock would increase. However, that was changed to 1% downside. Now, if a stock does decrease by 1%, there's no more trading allowed on that stock. And if the stock increases by 10%, that's where the upper circuit is now. So that has sort of limited the downside and increased the upside, and that's why we saw a massive increase on Tuesday when the market was up by a massive 960 points. OGDC, one of the major blue chip companies, witnessed a marginal increase of 2.5%. Most stocks were up this week because of the regulatory changes. As I said, downside has been limited to only 1%. A stock cannot decline more than 1% on a given trading day. Park Oilfields increased by 1.9% as well. These are some of the stocks which did not increase that much. Pakistan Petroleum witnessed a decline of 1.2%. So the exploration sector pretty much remained flat throughout the week. As I said, you can't see stocks coming down as massively as we had seen previously before in some of the previous weeks where the stocks had declined, and we had seen the benchmark index coming down from levels of 15,500, 15,600 to early 11,000. National Bank of Pakistan also witnessed an increase of 5.3%. A massive rebound was witnessed once these regulatory changes were made on as far as the banking stocks were concerned, because these stocks had declined at a very rapid pace. Now, MCB Bank was basically one of the best performers this week. We saw an increase of 22.6% just this week. So this stock had come down from levels of 490 to almost 260, 270. So a major technical rebound was expected. Now the stock also has the highest ROE in the banking sector, and it historically has traded at higher price to book as well. Some of the other stocks which also witnessed a major increase, Bank of Punjab witnessed an increase of 3.1%. So the problem now that we saw in the market, especially on Friday, which was the last trading day of the week, stocks, once they hit their lower circuit, there was no more trading, because as I said, 1% downside is just very limited downside, and very few volumes were witnessed. Faisal Bank witnessed an increase of 3.5%. So these are some of the banks which actually rebounded at a pretty good pace. DG Khan Cement witnessed a massive increase as well, 13.8%. On Friday, it hit its lower circuit. Hardly any volumes were seen in this stock as well. But overall, we saw an increase of 13.8%. The stock was trading at somewhere around 56 rupees on Monday. Lucky Cement, on the other hand, has still witnessed a decline of 1%. But again, a very marginal decline because of the regulatory changes that have been made. Pioneer Cement also has rebounded on a technical basis, and we have seen this stock increase by 15.5%, an overall increase of 3 rupees and 77 paisas. So cements and banks witnessed a major rebound. Engro also witnessed an increase of 7.3%. It even went all the way to 290, 293 rupees. Then we saw the stock coming down to levels of 283, 284 rupees. And then towards the end on Friday, it hit its lower circuit as well, and we saw the stock declining by 1%. Fauji Fertilizer Company initially did not see the same rebound. It hadn't even come down that much because it is a very defensive stock. But after that, after we had seen some of the other stocks appreciate at more than 10%, some interest was witnessed in this stock as well. But again, towards the end, as far as the week-on-week basis is concerned, we saw a decline of 1%. Fauji Fertilizer bin Qasim also has witnessed an increase of 5.8%. It has also come down from levels of 47, 48 rupees. Historically, it was trading, and people were talking about 55 rupees as well. As far as the refineries were concerned, these stocks had also declined at a very, very rapid pace. But then again, we saw a technical rebound, and we saw an increase of 1.8% in National Refinery, an increase of, in rupees, it was around 5 rupees and 31 paisas. Pakistan refinery witnessed a pretty big decline initially in the previous weeks. This stock has come down from levels of 240, 245 rupees, and it even went up to 262 rupees. But this week we saw an increase of 12 rupees, overall increase of 8.5%. So cements, banks, even refineries witnessed a big increase this week because of the regulatory changes. The regulatory changes, I would like to say it again because it was very important. 5% downside has been changed to 1% downside, and overall upside, which was 5% previously as well, has been increased to 10%. So any stock can increase by 10% on a given trading day, but cannot decline by more than 1%. So overall, a pretty good week for the Karachi Stock Exchange, an increase of 6%. It's back to you, Shuja.
Pakistan has great potential to attract more investment, particularly in Islamic mode of financing. Not only Islamic banking, but Islamic insurance is also gaining popularity. However, there is a need to develop more awareness about Islamic financial products. Asif Ali Khan files this report.
The Islamic financial market has started to develop in Pakistan. Having a population of 160 million people, majority of Muslims, Pakistan has potential to attract more and more investment, particularly in Islamic financial products. Capturing the untapped market of this sophisticated business, Middle East investors started Islamic life and general insurance in Pakistan with not huge investment, but of course as the market will develop, it will provide a better space for other players to come.
Currently, the capital requirement for Life Takaful company is 500 million rupee. We have invested something like 525 million rupee. We set up another company for General Takaful, which is 300 million rupee. So it's altogether, 900 million rupee actually capital. But since this was the requirement, we have come up with this. But as and when actually required, we will increase our capital.
Having Islamic beliefs, a majority of Pakistan's population don't want their life to be insured. Though there is one big official insurance company which is providing conventional life insurance for the last many decades, but the penetration in terms of GDP is very poor. The market for Islamic insurance is waiting for investors for the last many years. But now some players have entered in market to tap the huge opportunities, but they have to develop awareness among the masses who have billions of rupees hard cash in hands.
The current penetration rate in Pakistan of life insurance is 0.3% of GDP. Comparing these numbers, even you take example of India, where the penetration rate is 3%. So you can see there is a huge difference. Just to give you an idea, just 8 to 10% of the families in Pakistan have the protection of life insurance. There were many reasons because of this low penetration. Number one was the conventional insurance has a direct conflict with the belief of many of the people.
The Islamic financial market is an emerging service industry in Pakistan. The total assets of Islamic banks have crossed $3 billion mark in just recent years. Although Pakistan is a new market for Islamic finance, but it has a vast opportunities to absorb huge investment. Asif Ali Khan, CNBC Pakistan, Lahore.
Karachi hosted the first ever Asian Cricket Awards instituted by Castrol to honor and recognize the best of Asian cricket performances in batting, bowling and fielding. On this occasion, our correspondent Javed Naqvi spoke to Mr. Roger Elston Green, who is the Managing Director at Castrol Pakistan.
Thanks, Judah. We have with us Mr. Roger Elston Green, who is Managing Director at Castrol Pakistan. Thank you and welcome, Mr. Roger. I would like to ask you, as we know that Pakistan is the venue for first Castrol Asian Award, do you think it would help to promote Pakistan's image across the globe?
Oh, very much. I think as you've just been witness to a great event, I think the attendance was fantastic, and the fact that all the cricketers were there and the reception that they were given, I think it certainly gives Pakistan a great image, and it was a great success.
Okay, what role can corporate sector play to promote sports events?
Well, obviously there's sponsorship, etc. But I think the combination of what we try to do in business around excellence and the same aims that we have in sport go well together. And I think where you can bring those two things together and find synergy, I think business can help sport progress, in a country, and of course in this case in Pakistan, and I think across Asia.
Okay, what are your comments about Pakistan's economy and its investment climate?
Well, we've just entered the country as Castrol Pakistan. We've set up a new business. So obviously we have good plans for the future, and we wouldn't do that unless we felt that this was a good economy to invest in. It's a growth economy. There are some difficulties, of course, across the world at the moment, which are affecting our business. But we do see this as a long-term venture that we're entering into. And so we're quite bullish, over the long term. We see this as a great opportunity.
Okay, what is your company's market share and what are your expansion plans?
In the lubricants business, because remember we are a lubes marketer. We're not in the fuel side at all. Today we have 5 or 6%, maybe a bit more, in the sector, in the lubricant sector. Our plans are to grow that substantially. I won't necessarily give any numbers, but like any aspirant business starting out, we want to aim for being in the top 1 or 2 in the country. So that will take some time. Obviously, we have some very good competitors out there, but we feel we've got a great brand and some great people, and we have great technology, and we have some good plans, and I think we've got a good chance of achieving that.
Okay, how interest rates hike would affect your business?
Well, obviously, as it affects the economy, it affects everybody. So I assume that's not what you mean, because there's no point in just describing that. Our business per se, I think really it'll be affected through the economy. I mean, I think, through, if that squeezes demand and reduces demand, then obviously our business will get affected like any other business. We're very much linked to the transportation sector because that's a large area of our sales. And obviously if transportation drops, then our business is affected.
Okay, what has been the impact of oil price hike on your company?
Makes life very difficult. It's increased our raw material prices to make our finished lubricants significantly over the last probably 4-5 months. And these rises are unprecedented, as we all know. We all feel it through both fuel and other products. And so it's actually changing the market quite significantly because there are regular price increases, etc., which have not been the case perhaps in the more mid-term past. So it has affected us quite significantly. We have to look to innovate, to give consumers continuing reasons to buy our product at these higher prices.
Okay, how do you see your company's performance going forward?
Well, I already said, we aspire to be leaders in this market. So we have to perform over the next 5 years and achieve significant growth, significant market share gain, and that's our aim.
Okay, are you planning to launch any new products?
Yes, in fact, we've just launched one product, which is Castrol CRB Plus, which has some proprietary technology, and we have plans for a number of other products, which we are in the process of preparing for those launches. So there will be new product launches through the coming 1 or 2 years.
Okay, would you like to give any message to foreign investors who are looking forward to investing in Pakistan?
Yes, I think look at the opportunity. I think obviously you have a large population, very young population. In many ways, the purchasing power, etc., is quite low. So there's a lot of upside, a lot of growth potential. And that's coming. There are difficulties with the world economy, etc., but we see Pakistan very much as a major opportunity, and one that it's better to get involved in early rather than later.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Roger Elstrom-Green, for giving us your precious time. Thank you very much.
And with that, this week's Business Pakistan draws to a close. We will be back next week with more news and insight into one of Asia's most exciting emerging markets. This is Shuja Qureshi saying goodbye.